What do you make of that? The fact that, well, apparently in this country, over 80% of people happen to be black, but all the people that he allows in here happen to all be white. Speaking of coincidence, so if you're a brown person in this country, we don't want to, I say we, I mean the Trump administration doesn't want to give you due process. But if you're white, come on in. We'll welcome you with open arms. A little coincidental, don't you think, Ron?
Yeah. The history of South Africa is very complicated and can be confusing. I've read lots of books about it, studied it. I took a class on it from the former South in college. My professor was the former South African ambassador to the United States. So, I have spent a lot of time studying the history of South Africa, and it's a complicated situation. But
right.
Yeah, needless to say, when the South African, the apartheid regime was overthrown, obviously you have this minority who's in control of most of the wealth of the country and most of the arable land for farming, most of the mineral rights, et cetera, et cetera. They were still in charge of most of the wealth, even though they lost political power. So the argument, which was primarily advanced by Elon Musk and David Sachs, Trump's crypto guru, was that white people are being, there's like a genocide. They're being murdered. They're being suppressed, oppressed, all of that. And I'm sure there's crime that's happening, but from everything I've read, this is nothing like a genocide. It's not even close to that. But Musk pushed for Trump to, while he was busy deporting everybody else, pushed for them to designate specifically white South Africans as the only group in the entire world that qualifies automatically for asylum. Not only that, U.S. taxpayers are paying for their flights to fly them to the United States. So not only are they the only people on earth allowed to claim asylum right now, is white people from South Africa, we're also paying for them to come here. And in the meantime, Trump just yesterday issued an order deporting Afghans that we brought in who worked with the U.S. government, who he brought in when the regime fell there. He's talking about sending them back, which would send them back to almost certain death or imprisonment while we're bringing in wealthy white South Africans. That's what the United States is right now.
But MAGA Republicans will say Donald Trump's not racist at all. Doesn't have a racist bone in his body.